human brains are pretty much the same. It's how well the brain is used that makes the difference. Most human hands are pretty much alike. It's how well the hands are used that makes the difference. The eye of every man is made to see. It's how much he sees that makes the difference. Extra value is the sum of little differences. Little differences adding up to quality. The brain, the hand, the eye have their counterparts in the world of industry. Good design in a product can make it more useful. Like the trained mind of a man. Skillful assembly of a product is related to its final worth, as the expert hand is to the artist. Careful inspection of a product can be as beneficial as the alert eye is to the athlete. Good design, plus skillful assembly, plus careful inspection. These are the little differences that add up to the big difference, quality. Reliance. Reliance. Trust. Dependence. Confidence. The things on which one depends. Reliance Electric and Engineering Company, makers of Duty Master AC motors, has plants as other companies do, and engineers. Lots of machinery. Even water fountains. And people. Lots of people. Young people. Older people. And people in between. Just like a lot of other companies. But at Reliance, there is a difference. A big difference, which is the sum of many little differences. These little differences are the extra little attentions to detail that go into the manufacture of each Duty Master motor. Little differences which result in added value, which make Duty Masters the motors on which Reliance customers can depend. From precise computer design, through manufacture and assembly, these extra little attentions go into every Reliance Duty Master motor. Take design, for instance. Reliance is well known for its large and experienced staff of engineers, the best men in the business. But at Reliance, good design is not dependent solely on the human mind. And so we add to this most capable engineering group the infinite abilities of the digital computer. And you have the unbeatable combination which makes the big difference in Reliance design. Optimized parameters. Remember the mathematics instructor? All human minds are not the same, and no mind is as adept at programming as the digital computer. Computer design takes into consideration the most minute detail of motor function. Thousands of motor designs have been programmed and tested on the Reliance computer, thereby eliminating through analysis and research problems before they are built into prototypes. In that way, Duty Master performance is raised above NEMA standards. Now, vital to maximum performance in every Duty Master is the careful attention given to the selection of materials from which it is made. Only the highest quality iron and steel goes into the Duty Master's rugged, durable frame, long-wearing stator, and rotor laminations. High tensile strength shaft, a shaft of the most accurate concentricity. And the extra care in selecting materials is nowhere better demonstrated than in the work of Reliance's insulation engineer. His specialty is dielectrical properties, and it's up to him to see that the Duty Master achieves maximum power and efficiency under all operating conditions. Now we have the materials. Let's build the motor. The Reliance manufacturing story is a story of a critical blend, a careful association of automated efficiency with the delicate care that sometimes only hand operations can give. It takes plenty of both to create the kind of solid construction necessary for unfailing power in the Reliance AC motor. For example, automated procedures have been found to give the best results in the making of the frame. Before the power plants are housed in these frames, more than 30 different dimensions of each frame and bracket must be assured. And precise, uniform laminations are the result of efficient tandem presses which stamp out both rotor and stator laminations from the same roll of steel. Then, after careful pressure assembly and welding, the laminations are oxidized and annealed in thermoregulated furnaces, which gives them their maximum electric and magnetic properties. This kind of extra care cuts core loss to a minimum. And then begins the process of winding, an automated process in the case of the smaller motors. But now we leave automation in favor of the skilled precision of human hands. Remember the violinist? Now, just as automated hands can't play a difficult concerto on a violin, automation isn't precise enough to perform some of the more exacting tasks in Reliance motor assembly. And so, in the assembly of larger motors, the individual coils are pressed into the core slots by hand, just tight enough to prevent the slightest movement, but not so tight as to damage the insulation. In the case of random wound motors, each wire has been coated with flexible vinyl acetyl resin and nylon, and then formed into coils. In the case of form winding, the process begins with rectangular copper wire, which is coated with glass and then wound into narrow preformed coils. The coils are then insulated with materials which are selected to fit the motor's exposure and application. Both large and small stator cores are individually surge tested, assuring their electrical conformity and reliability. We now proceed to the final stages of insulation. After preheating has dried out any traces of moisture, the wound stators are immersed in thermosetting deep penetrating varnish. Not the ordinary variety, but durable Class F varnish for long life under overloaded conditions. Vacuum baking eliminates bubbles and draws the varnish into every crevice. The Duty Master is now solidly encased in a rugged armor of insulation. It's ready for a long lifetime of power-creating electromagnetic force. And the same kind of careful attention to manufacturing detail is given to the power-producing rotor. And here, the little differences begin with design and are carried through every phase of the production operation. For instance, a design difference is the unique semi-enclosed rotor slot, which improves electromagnetic characteristics. And the material difference is the special alloy aluminum used in the die casting of rotor bars and blades. And of course, a production difference is the modern method of laminating, which assures uniformity of all rotors. And the final little difference is the extra care in the inspecting and testing of Reliance rotors. The completed rotor must measure up to higher than ordinary standards before it is mated with the stator to become the duty master power plant. These lightweight one-piece rotors are balanced to tolerance closer than NEMA standards by modern electronic equipment, which will spot the least indication of inefficient performance. And fast stops, starts, and reversals are demanded of each rotor before final OK to assemble is given. And so, these are just some of the little differences in Reliance production which add up to a big difference, a better motor. Now let's look at some of the added values in Reliance AC motors. Maximum, longer-lasting power in a minimum space. More power from efficient cooling in the Duty Master D5000. Open or enclosed. Two separated but related cooling systems dissipate heat quickly. For example, in the enclosed motor, the unique air fin design of the outside frame draws more air over the motor, while inside, a centrifugal fan circulates the air through 36 heat exchange ducts in the motor frame, completely eliminating hot spots. And the same superior ventilation that keeps it cool keeps the D5000 free of dirt and dust, as in this rugged unit being used in a coal crushing operation. Duty Masters, from 1 to 2,000 horsepower, perform efficiently everywhere because basic Duty Master design is adaptable to every kind of application. For example, corrosion-proof motors used in the chemical industry. These reliable workhorses are immune to acids, alkalis, moisture, rust. They'll keep on purring no matter what you spill on them. From the largest to the smallest, Reliance weatherproof motors overcome the most adverse environmental conditions, utilizing the indestructible qualities of epoxy in both the form-wound and random-wound systems. The best in the motor industry for rugged applications in the paper, oil, chemical, and mining industries. And, like the United States Postman, no rain, snow, hail, or heat will hinder this Duty Master's all-weather performance. Reliance also makes explosion-proof motors for hazardous operations, as this rugged Duty Master in use in the natural gas industry, and submersible motors for use underwater. Even mud and slime of a sewer can't clog this reliable Duty Master. And this lint-proof model can't be choked by the dust-laden air of a modern textile mill. From the depths of the earth to the tops of tall buildings, on the sea, in the air, and in the age of space. Reliance Duty Master AC motors are on the job, providing reliable, dependable, trustworthy service. In Reliance Duty Master motors, the big difference is the sum of those many little differences. Those little extra attentions which add up to extra value from computer to carton, from cover to core. Specify Duty Masters. You'll see what we mean. Why, we even pay extra attention to the way we etch our nameplates. We want all the information about your motor to be plainly visible for as long as you use it, which experience has proven will be a long, long, long time.